Hello, this is Keith All, and in today's lesson, we're going to learn how we can create this 3D perspective text in Photoshop. So there's many different steps to this. So let's open up a new canvas, and we'll start learning how we could create this 3D looking text right here, and along with this like drop shadow. Alright, I already have the canvas. I already created a gradient overlay on this. So our first step is to create the text layer. Now use whatever font that you want and whatever lettering that you want. Let's check the markup here to apply those changes. Use the move tool. Let's move it to wherever we want. Now we want to be able to work with perspective on this text layer. So in order to do that, let's first rasterize the layer. So we're going to highlight it, right click, and we're going to use rasterize type. Now we could enter transform mode many different ways, but I'll show you how to do it through the menus. Click edit, transform, and now we're going to select perspective. Now we got these little toggles that surrounds the text layer. So it all depends on what effect that you want to create. I'm just going to create what we did on this layer here. So we're going to bring it forward, and the left side will appear behind it. So let's do that. Let's enter transform mode again. Right click, perspective. Now if you click the right top toggle and bring it backwards, or you drag it down, this is the effect that you get. But if you drag it up, this is the effect that you get. So we're going to just accept that. Let's press enter to apply the transformation. And now what we want to do is we want to duplicate this layer many times so it creates like a shadow, or not necessarily a shadow, but it creates a 3D looking effect. A shortcut way to do this on the PC is pressing the Alt. If you're on a Mac, it's the Option key, but you simultaneously want to press the Alt and right arrow key in this particular instance. So watch what happens to the layers panel. It duplicated the layer. So we're going to continue this until we get the effect that we want. I'm going to do it like 15 times. There we go. We got 15 different layers. Now it appears that it's all one layer, but it isn't. But what we want to do next is we want to merge all these duplicated layers. So select the top layer, scroll all the way down, and click, use the Shift key and click the duplicated layer, but not the original layer. So I'm going to press the Shift key and click, selects all those layers. Now we want to merge it. So it didn't. Let's do this again. There we go. Now let's right click. We're going to merge layers. Now what we want to do is we want to take the merged layer and bring it below our top layer, or the original layer. Okay, now at this time we're going to add a gradient overlay to the merged layer. So we're going to double click on this to open up the layer style dialog box. Let's select gradient overlay, and this is where you can play around with the effect that you want. So I'm just gonna, these are my settings from last time, so I'm gonna press increase the opacity just a bit. Okay. I just selected blend mode as normal. The gradient overlay is just basically foreground, the black background. And then the linear is the style type. The angle is set at 90. And basically, let's scale this to be, let's bring this up to like 100% there. Okay. Click OK. Now we want to select the top layer and add a gradient overlay to the top layer. Double click on this, gradient overlay. Now let's adjust the opacity on this. Right there. Let's keep everything else the same. Again, you can play around with these settings to get the effect that you want. Of course, I selected linear. The angle is set at 90. The scale is set at 100%. Now I'm using check mark line with layer. And right now 86% is the opacity. So click OK. Actually, let's add a stroke to this layer. Okay. Right now I set the size to be 1 pixel. It's on the outside, the stroke. So meaning the outside of the perimeter of the text of the each individual letters in the text. So it appears on the outside. Blend mode is normal. Opacity 100%, and I'm just using a color black. So let's click OK. Now what we want to do is we want to merge this layer and this layer. So I'm going to use the Shift key and clicking that so it selects both layers. Right click. Oop, let's do this again. Right click and merge layers. Now what we want to do is we want to add a drop shadow. So double click on this. Let's scroll down, select drop shadow. And again, these are the effects or the settings I had last time. Again, you could play around with these settings to get the exact effect that you want on this. So this is basically what I had in the original one right over here. And this is how you could create a 3D perspective text in Photoshop. We learned many different things by adding strokes, by adding a gradient overlay to multiple layers, to adding a drop shadow. And also we learned a shortcut way to duplicate each layer by pressing the Alt key and using the arrow keys. So again, thanks for stopping by today. You have a great day, and remember to subscribe to my channel and click on that bell notification so you always get updated when a new video is ready for you to view. And also please like, share, and comment. Thanks again. I appreciate your support. You have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.